Life throws curveballs, we all know that. But what happens when those curveballs turn into a constant barrage of stress? Your relationships, especially the one with your partner, often take the biggest hit. Stress can be a silent relationship killer. It sneaks in, hijacks our communication, and leaves a trail of misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Think of stress as a wall between you and your partner. The higher the stress, the taller the wall. Effective communication becomes near impossible. You can't hear each other, you can't see each other's perspective, you're stuck in your own head, consumed by the pressure. This is where things can spiral. You misinterpret your partner's words, your partner misses your emotional cues, resentment builds, distance grows, and that once unbreakable bond starts to fray. The good news, you can fight back. Understanding the impact of stress on communication is the first step to tearing down that wall and rebuilding those vital connections. Welcome to Relationship Myths, the space where we dissect the truths and myths of modern relationships one fact at a time. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you won't miss out on our weekly insights.
Men and women often experience and respond to stress differently. This can lead to major communication breakdowns if we're not careful.
Many women under stress seek connection. They want to talk about their problems, share their feelings, and find comfort in their partner's support. Men, on the other hand, often retreat into themselves. They need time to process their stress alone before they feel ready to talk.
Now, this isn't about stereotypes. It's about understanding that these different coping mechanisms can create conflict if we're not aware of them. She might feel ignored when he needs space. He might feel overwhelmed when she just wants to talk.
The key is recognizing these differences and communicating your needs clearly. He needs to say, "I need some time to think, but I promise I'll come back and talk about it."
She needs to say, "I understand you need space, but I need a hug and to know you're here for me."
Remember, you're on the same team. Understanding each other's stress responses is crucial to navigating challenges together.
The research is clear. Stress combined with poor communication can be devastating for relationships. Studies show that couples who struggle to communicate effectively during stressful times are more likely to experience decreased relationship satisfaction. When stress shuts down communication, resentment festers and that loving feeling fades. Increased conflict, misunderstandings, and hurt feelings become the norm, leading to more frequent and intense arguments. Emotional distancing. The emotional gap widens as partners withdraw and build walls instead of bridges. These consequences are not just limited to romantic relationships. Stress can damage communication with friends, family members, and even colleagues. The impact is real, and it's essential to address the root of the problem.
Relationship experts agree that stress acts like a magnifying glass on existing communication problems. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned researcher on marital stability, emphasizes the importance of turning towards your partner during times of stress. This means responding to their bids for connection, even if it's just a simple nod or a listening ear. Other experts highlight the role of empathy in navigating stressful conversations. When we try to understand our partner's perspective, even if we don't agree with it, we create a space for open and honest dialogue. This reduces defensiveness and allows for more productive communication. The bottom line? Experts agree that recognizing the impact of stress on our communication patterns is crucial. By understanding the science behind the struggle, we can start to develop healthier coping mechanisms and communication strategies.
Let me tell you, I've seen it all on my show. Couples torn apart because they couldn't communicate effectively during times of stress. I remember one couple, Sarah and Mark. Mark was under immense pressure at work, and Sarah was feeling overwhelmed with their newborn baby. Instead of talking to each other about their struggles, they bottled it up. Mark became withdrawn and irritable, while Sarah felt neglected and resentful. The tension in the room was palpable. They were both hurting, but their inability to communicate effectively pushed them further apart.
Another couple, Jessica and David, faced a different challenge. Jessica was a natural communicator, while David struggled to express his emotions. When they hit a rough patch, Jessica tried to talk it out, but David shut down. She felt like he didn't care, while he felt pressured and overwhelmed. These stories are all too common. The good news is that these couples, with some guidance, were able to learn healthier communication skills and rebuild their connection.
So, how do we communicate effectively when stress is high? Active listening is a powerful tool. It's not just about hearing the words, it's about truly understanding the message your partner is trying to convey. Here's how to practice active listening. Pay attention. Put down your phone, make eye contact, and focus on what your partner is saying. Show empathy. Try to see things from their perspective, even if you don't agree. Reflect back. Repeat what you heard to ensure you understand their feelings. Ask clarifying questions. Don't assume. Seek clarification if something is unclear. Active listening demonstrates respect and shows your partner that you value their thoughts and feelings. It creates a safe space for open and honest communication, even during challenging times. Another essential tool is the I statement. When we're stressed, it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming our partners. You always do this, or you never listen. These statements only escalate conflict and shut down communication. I statements, on the other hand, help us express our needs and feelings without blaming or attacking. Instead of "you never help around the house," try "I feel overwhelmed with chores and would appreciate it if you could help out more." See the difference? The first statement is accusatory and likely to trigger defensiveness. The second statement focuses on your own feelings and needs, making it more likely that your partner will respond constructively. Mastering I statements takes practice, but it's a game changer for effective communication, especially during stressful times. Building bridges, not walls, practical tips for stressful times. Here are some practical tips to improve communication when stress is running high. Choose the right time and place. Don't try to have a serious conversation when you're both exhausted or distracted. Find a quiet time when you can give each other your full attention. Take a break if needed. If things get too heated, agree to take a break and come back to the conversation later when you've both had a chance to cool down. Focus on solutions, not blame. Instead of dwelling on the problem, work together to find solutions that work for both of you. Don't forget about physical touch. A hug, a handhold, or a back rub can go a long way in reducing stress and fostering connection. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Both partners need to be willing to listen, understand, and compromise. Communication, your relationship's lifeline in stressful times. Life is full of ups and downs. Stress is inevitable, but how we communicate during those challenging times can make all the difference. Effective communication is the lifeline of any relationship, especially when the storms of life hit. By understanding the impact of stress on our communication patterns, learning to actively listen, mastering I statements, and implementing practical strategies, we can build stronger, more resilient relationships that can weather any storm. Remember, you're not alone in this. We all face challenges in our relationships. The key is to keep talking, keep listening, and keep working together. Share your story. Join the conversation on stress and communication. Now I want to hear from you. How has stress impacted communication in your relationships? What strategies have you found helpful in navigating those challenging conversations? Share your story in the comments below. Let's support each other and learn from each other's experiences. Conclusion. Mastering communication, mastering stress, mastering relationships. Life's a journey, not a destination, and relationships are the heart of that journey. When stress rears its ugly head, and it will, remember that open and honest communication is your most powerful tool. Master communication, master stress, and you're well on your way to mastering the art of lasting, loving relationships.